else? What else made me choose Alabama? Hey y'all, so I'm trying out a new camera position angle today. Let me know how you like it. I'm gonna be filming a requested video, another one. Ooh. Today is why I chose the University of Alabama. Out of all the places I could have gone in the entire country, why did I choose this school? And I think that's a very valid question, and it's something sometimes I ask myself. So I wrote down a few things so I can keep sort of on track in this video and just let you guys know. So here we go. So the first thing people have been asking me is my stats, like my GPA, my test scores, and I'm just gonna put it out there for you. I'm an open book, like you can ask me, I'll let you know. So my overall weighted high school GPA was a 4.2 and I had a 32 on my ACT. So basically I had, you know, a 4.2 is like pretty good for my high school. I also was involved in a lot of things in high school. I'll just read off a couple of things. The first thing is I was involved in my school's conservatory. Actually, there's a lot of you that come and comment on my videos about me performing as Belle and Beauty and the Beast and Nancy and Oliver. There's like a bunch of different shows I did. My high school is actually top 5 in the nation for musical theater programs. So it was really cool to be a part of that. And I loved doing that. I did over 21 shows in my time there, and I spent thousands of hours doing that. So that's one of the big things that takes up a lot of my resume. I also was the president of the Triumph Music Honor Society, vice president of a National Chinese Honor Society, the treasurer of the National English Honor Society, the treasurer of the National Honor Society. I was a member in Key Club, Rho Kappa National History or Social Studies Honor Society. I volunteered a lot. I sang at nursing homes and different things. They were called runouts. That was a lot of volunteer hours. So yeah, there's a couple other random things on here, but that's like the basics. I know that sounds like a lot. I loved keeping myself busy. I was very involved in high school. I'd be there from 8:15 in the morning when school started till like 9, 10 o'clock at night some nights. But I loved it. Like, I wouldn't change a thing about my high school career. So I did apply to 16 schools. I'm not going to list them all out, but it's all over the place. I only applied to one school in Florida where I'm from, and it was Florida Gulf Coast University, because my parents made me apply to a Florida school. I didn't want to go anywhere. I knew I didn't want to stay. So I just applied there because one of my older sisters has graduated from there, and I knew it was pretty, and that's why I applied there. And then like Baylor University, Penn State, Villanova, University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, Baldwin Wallace. It's a bunch of schools. Alabama, of course. I sort of applied to Alabama thinking like, oh, I would love to go there, but with my like stats and how hard that I worked in high school, like I would like to go to a more prestigious school, and just like keep that in mind. Obviously I'm here and I love it here so much, and I couldn't see myself anywhere else, but like that's what I was thinking at that point in time. I also had a bunch of AP credits and transfer credits, so like a 4 on AP Lang. I got 3 on AP Psych, 3 on AP Stats. Just glad I passed that one. 4 on AP Literature. I also had dual enrolled credits in Intro to Business and Public Speaking. There's a couple of things on here. So I did do a lot, and so yeah, those are basically all my stats, all of my resume type things. I had a couple of awards as well, like distinguished whatever scholar kind of things, but that is the basis of it. So why did I end up here? I didn't really decide that I was coming to Alabama until April of my senior year. So if you're a senior and you're watching this and you're just waiting for those decisions, like I applied to Columbia University just because I'd always dreamed of going there, and not that I was like far off in the range of scores and whatever for an Ivy League school. I knew I wasn't going to end up going there, but like I still wanted to wait until the end of March when those decisions came out and things like that. But basically what ended up happening is that I got a pretty large scholarship from Alabama. It had the football, it had the Greek life. I came on a tour. I forced my mom. I was like, I'd committed to Alabama and I hadn't even toured here yet because I was sort of stuck at the point where I would have to take out loans at any other school I wanted to go to, except for one other one that I was really pushing back and forth between there in Alabama. It's a small school in Pennsylvania called Arcadia University. Not a lot of people know about it, but they do have like this #1 study abroad program, and I also got accepted into this program that they have called FISI, which is first year study abroad experience. And basically I would be in London right now if I was attending Arcadia University, and then I would just be like studying abroad my whole college career, which I thought would be super fun. But at the end of the day, I decided I wanted a more traditional college experience, and I'm so glad that I decided that. So I committed because I was like, I'm stuck. You know, there's all these other schools I could go to, but I really did not want to have to take out loans. I didn't want to have to do any of that. I'd rather come out of school debt free. And so I decided on Alabama, and then I go, oh my gosh, like then I started having a heart attack. Like, what if I don't like it? What if I don't like campus? I've been on so many college tours, so like, and I knew for some of the schools, like stepping out of the campus, like, oh no, like I could never be here. So me and my mom flew out at the end of April to Birmingham, drove to Tuscaloosa, came and toured, and I just had such a relief of pressure because this was my home. I loved it. I felt very comfortable on the campus. I had a friend who was here, and she like took me in her sorority house. I just loved the whole aspect of sorority row, sorority life, because obviously that's a huge thing here on Alabama's campus, and I just fell in love. So definitely, if I have a tip in that aspect, it's go on college tours, because you can tell if you can go do it, because you can tell from stepping on a campus like this is it or like this is not it. You really can tell. That being said, I'm going to go into a little bit more detail why I chose Alabama. So not only did my scholarship really add up, I really fell in love with the aspect of the football team, because obviously Alabama just won a national championship, this whole thing, and I never really watched football on TV because I think that's boring, but I cheered for our high school football team. We're undefeated, like some sort of conference champions 2 years in a row, so like we're kind of like Alabama in an aspect. We don't really like losing at my school. So I really loved that. I loved like just the thought of having like game days and getting ready with your sisters and like this whole thing. It just, I was painting a picture in my mind of what my life would be like at this school. The application process for Alabama was also super easy. Or at least when I applied, it was a $40 application fee, and you didn't even have to submit an essay. So like after all this, I didn't know, like, or I didn't have to write any essays. But I found out in October that I was accepted because I applied pretty early, and I got accepted pretty early. And I got my letter in the mail probably a month later. Like I checked on the portal and it says status accepted. I was like, oh my gosh, I got accepted. Like I was just randomly checking, because at that point it was so early on when I applied that like I just wanted an acceptance. I think it was my second acceptance. And then eventually it came in the mail with the certificate and the yada yada yada, all that. And it was very exciting. Nothing was super painless. There's amazing organizations here on campus. Of course, being such a large campus with 38,000 students on it, you feel like you could get lost, but Alabama just turned into this super small school for me already. Like we just had midterms last week, so like midway through my first semester, I already, you know exactly, where everything is, where I need to go to classes. It becomes very small. One quick thing, if you liked my intro, please let me know. I've been working so hard on it. I just have not had enough footage, but the meaning of that song is like one of my favorite things about building my empire. That's sort of a thing. I hope I answered all of your questions. That's sort of everything that I have to say about Alabama. I love it here. I really could not see myself anywhere else, and it's strange because for a long time I was very against the fact of going to Alabama. I was like, I'm too smart for Alabama, like whatever. But there are some brilliant people here. There's amazing scholarships, amazing opportunities. Being at a school like this, you have amazing alumni connections, not only because you go to Alabama, but if you join a sorority, you've got double the chances of having like connections all over the world, and that's so important for your future. Not saying that if you pick another school other than Alabama you're not gonna have connections. Just for me, that's how I really do feel about Alabama. I think that's it. All right, so if you have any more questions, feel free to leave them down below if I forgot anything that you really wanted to know about Alabama and how much I'm loving it here. Have I mentioned that I love it here? Because I do, and it's strange that I do, but I do, you know. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you later.